grading of heights, that's kind of a tricky thing, isn't it? Because normally, privacy and freedom of speech can at some points connect. Like, for example, if you have privacy in certain areas, or if you can have your identity concealed in certain areas, that can hinder freedom of speech. Can be connected. So it's I think that you have to protect rights, and at some point maybe there's kind of specific case that can be so I think it can be discussed in specific cases, but not in general. I think in general, but it depends very much. For example, it's difficult. For example, if you have very in how our societies are evolving, you have a point of view that are persecuted. Privacy can be very important.
Yeah.
So it depends very much. And in our case, for example, in case of crime, if you can harm many people, maybe privacy in that case, or being concealed shouldn't be such a big right. So I think that's it has to be dealt in specific cases.
Yeah, rather than generalised. So. Yeah. Only a couple more questions, and then I shall leave you in peace to enjoy your morning. So, if you,
I like talking about this.
If you had to define privacy to someone who had never heard of it as a concept before, how would you describe it?
I always feel having agency about the information you produce. Yeah. So it's having an agency about what people know about you and stuff.
Yeah. It's that level, it comes back to the control thing again, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I would say more agency control, because agency is if you decide how you present yourself to the others and what information they have about you, and let's say instead of control means I don't want to know everything, but it's agency, say, okay, for example, I don't want people in my job that they know these things I'm doing. So it's agency about this information. So that would be. Because control means control is more I want to know what information that's a bit of obviously excess, but agency is having a say in my information. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. And do you consider yourself? I think I know the answer, but do you consider yourself a private person?
A private? Well, I'm a public figure in a sense, but I like to have things of myself. Well, no, I'm a public figure. So it's if I go to a street, people say hi, I don't know them. So it's people know more about me than I know about them. So. I think what I do in terms of government, I think it's more about government control. It's more kind of a political thing.
Yeah.
So it's yes, and also I'm moving in. I work also in LGTB rights. No, I've been an activist. I participate in activism, but also have a kind of a private life. So it's I have both things.
Yeah.
So I think it's more kind of a political thing about how governments or expect about people's life. No, so it's I wouldn't say I'm a private person, but I value that all treat information about people in a very considerate way, in a sense. It also happens with gossip, for example, like gossiping. I don't think gossiping is a good thing. I think it should be an ethic about gossiping, because it's the same thing. Because with gossip, people start to just introduce these kind of values about the gossiping. It's like people gossip about certain things and they make it big. And sometimes people act about this gossip that maybe is not right. So that's kind of a similar thing what happens with like governments in a big scale.
Well, so, I live in a tiny community, so there's only 400 people.
Oh, wow.
So this.
Oh wow.
Yes. So this village is kind of runs on gossip, I think.
I think that's it's the same thing. I think it's a similar thing. Like if you have like lots of gossip that people, instead of asking to you, they just like start to make these kind of like stories. Well, make big stories, that's okay, but then people act about those stories, and that's kind of and I think it's a similar problem with government, like governments collect information, this information they create stories, it doesn't ask about you on the stories, and then just act on those stories. I think that's the problem. But they try to, if they try to use you with these stories, I think that's the trick. And well, it could be a similar issue, no? So it's like if you think like private companies try to influence you from the gossip they collected, and if that happened in a town, like people know things about you and say, okay, I know this about you, so you should do that. People will be like very, see, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But with companies, they don't seem to see the same kind of ethics for some reason, so.
What a horrible thought. And I mean, what do you think the future holds now for data privacy? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think in many like areas we are now we are in a kind of a turn point, no? So it's like let's see all the other things. It's like things can move in unpredictable ways. So it's like it's difficult to say.
Yeah.
Insayable things, like because this is a political like uncertainty. So it can be an aspect. So it's like from now, it looks like privacy is in danger.
Yeah.
For example, the United States now is like introducing a bill to somehow hinder like encryption. So that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And like governments and companies are pushing very hard to have like full access to people's life. Yeah. And people, I don't see they have like they have a bit of a say, but also because the people have understood themselves like being public, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's, for now I would say we're in a dangerous position. Yeah. Very dangerous actually. In climate, economics, politics, privacy.
Oh, it's enough to make you just want to sit home with a good book.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe something happened, but I think it's very dangerous. Like nowadays with like coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
All what's going on is like I think that the very populations can be done, and that the China model is a model to deal with like coronavirus.
Yes.
That's a bit dangerous. That's been accepted like a normal thing. And I don't know. This can happen with people. You can say there's a day of what or something, and then for privacy or freedom of speech, and that's difficult thing. That's why I find it difficult.
It is. It's interesting how many people and journalists I've heard say things about, how, the Chinese model of, because of the way they deal with their population, they've managed to keep it under control as if it's a positive thing. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sets an interesting precedent.